Yo, fam, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. This is your daily outlook prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence for buying any stock or crypto asset. That being said, let's go hop in the charts, facts, data, show you what's going on for the day and the rest of the week. Obviously, today, the big thing was going to be rate cuts. We'll talk about what's going on for the meme stocks, but we did get the 0.25 basis cut that the market was expecting. I told you guys if this were the case and the market's expecting it, you could see a little bit of downside, and we are starting to see that pullback. I'll talk about what's going on with SPY in that section, but we did get rate cuts. Again, short term, it could be bearish, but long term, bullish, because capital becomes more easy to access, and that's going to pump up all of the stocks, small and mid caps, crypto, all of that. Extra liquidity is going to find its way into the markets. It always does. So we did get those rate cuts, and that's what's going on for the entire stock market. It's going to affect everything. Now, as far as AMC concerned, we saw another day of a dark pooling. Plus, they dumped a ton of shares here on AMC. If you just go ahead and look at Fintel, you guys can see they had 7.8 up to 7.9 million short shares at one time and dumped all the way down to 2.1 million here at time of recording, ladies and gentlemen. So again, just slamming with short shares. And then also sending almost all of the trades. We're seeing 70-80% of the volume going into the dark pool as well. Now, also with AMC, as you guys all know or may have seen, make sure you guys go check out this tweet. If you haven't, give it a like if you don't mind, if you want to help support. But I voted no, and this thing went crazy on Twitter/X. So if you guys have any comments or anything like that, you guys can go ahead and comment on this tweet. But me personally, I voted no. I think adding another 550 million shares would literally be a kill shot to AMC. Again, I'm not out here trying to convince anybody what to do. Everybody needs to make their own decision. I always tell you guys that. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way that you can convince me that this is bullish. And I break things down on the live stream, my thought process, and what's going on with everything and why I feel the way I do. I'm not going to do that on this video because it'd be an extremely long video, but there are a ton of reasons that they have shown us, Adam Aaron and the board, that they don't have our best interests in mind and that they could even be almost enemies of a sort, ladies and gentlemen. So I believe that they're just trying to take our money out of our pocket and put it in their pocket. And Adam Aaron needs to cut his salary. They need to cut costs. They need to become profitable, similar to what GameStop has done. Ryan Cohen also doesn't get paid unless he produces for the shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. He also owns shares that he bought with his own money. Now, again, this is not AMC versus GameStop, but I'm just pointing out what a CEO that shows at least some. Again, I don't trust any of these people fully, but at least some sign of, hey, I'm in the right place. I'm with you guys, buying shares with his own money, not getting compensated unless he produces, cutting costs, making the company profitable. So this is what I want to see AMC do. There's people saying that, hey, just vote yes, vote yes, vote yes, endless dilution. I put it up on screen earlier how many times AMC diluted. They diluted so much and they barely paid any debt. They would have to sell the shares at literally $9 to $10 plus in order to pay the debt, and they would have to sell all of them, and that's all at once. If you did it incrementally, the interest will accrue and none of it will matter anyways. They're trying to basically extract money from shareholders and put it in their pocket and cash out, and they're going to cash out with you guys, with your money. That's my personal opinion at this point. Again, I'm somebody who's followed this from 2021, ladies and gentlemen. So again, please just, like and subscribe, make your own decisions, and do what you do. But this is what I feel in a short about what's going on for AMC. Now, as far as the technicals are concerned, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like they're trying to keep us down and not let this thing get out of control before December. And then once December comes, they'll be able to really knock it down with that dilution. GameStop seems to be setting up for something here. It's still tracking with this overall macro prediction. I am expecting a pop to the upside for GameStop. If GameStop starts to move, that could definitely help AMC. And I just want to show you guys something here on the macro real quick. Just look at AMC's monthly, how it keeps going down, 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 down because of endless dilution. And look how GameStop has made a bottom and then rallied. In fact, GameStop on the yearly candle last year in 2024 returned over 78% for its investors. AMC, what did it return? Well, AMC in 2024 returned negative 33%. So again, me personally, or negative 34%. Me personally, my capital might be better used elsewhere, harvest attack loss and then move on. But guys, GameStop needs to hold this 23.15. If GameStop's able to hold 23.15, what it looks like it's going to be able to do, you're going to see a nice push to the upside. As you can see here, there is a gap fill to the upside as well. It looks like we'll probably be filling that here this week. But the major thing is, can GameStop break and hold 23.50? Once it does do that, you're going to see a move towards $24 pretty rapidly. And if it's able to break and hold 24, you're going to see a disgusting move to the upside. Watch GME warrants, because once GME starts moving, these warrants really pick up. GME rallied, and look what the warrants did. So the warrants will start to rally, especially as GME gets closer and closer and closer to $32. So do watch for that as well. Things could get very, very interesting if GME gets to $32 to $35. So this is what we're looking at for the meme stocks. GME, I think it's going to try to hold 23.15 and then move towards 23.50. And then we do have multiple gap fills to the upside. Cost to borrow is also moving up here for GME. Something's definitely brewing, guys. Here, cost to borrow sitting at 0.95%. This is looking good. We want to see cost to borrow at 1% or higher. And that would be at least moving in the right direction. That's not crazy, but it's moving in the right direction. And you guys can see not many short shares because that cost to borrow raising. 1.6 million here at time of recording. GME is definitely going to be making a pop to the upside. In my personal opinion, you're going to see a quick spike, which could lead to a overall rally. Again, I think something is definitely brewing here for GME. So this is what I'm looking at for the meme stocks. AMC, we could see a little bit more downside towards 260 possibly, but if GME starts to move, AMC will definitely be able to move up as well, taking some of the pressure off of AMC as those shorts get squeezed. Shorts are normally short both AMC and GME. Most hedgies are short both positions, but AMC has a good chance to push towards 270 if it can break and hold 267 tomorrow, that's what we're going to be looking for on stream. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. Put the bell notification on. That way you know when I go live. Now let's go ahead and move into a SPY and overall market, but that's what we're looking at for AMC and GME. Now, again, remember those rate cuts came into play today. That is the major thing, but I believe it was priced in. SPY setting up for a major, major trap. Also, we had some tech earnings today. And ladies and gentlemen, I told you, you're mostly going to see negative on these earnings. It's not because I'm bearish. It's just because I'm looking at everything. People are not really using Facebook as much. They're not really buying things. The consumer is really, really down. And you guys can see Meta is down massively. Now, Google did fine. Google will probably continue to do fine even in as this continues, but you're going to start seeing cracks show in a lot of these tech companies. Now, Microsoft is also down 3.46%, and Meta is down 7.42% here at time of recording, just absolutely melting to the downside. Normally, when you see things like this, you're going to see a continuation down. I told you guys that earnings is definitely going to be a mixed bag, obviously, but I told you guys it's going to be mostly to the downside. Like, you're going to see mostly bad earnings here on these tech stocks. Now, we do have earnings tomorrow as well. So we're going to be looking at Apple and Amazon earnings tomorrow as well. Those are going to be in after hours. I think Apple might have an issue, and then Amazon could be okay. Again, that's just kind of what I'm looking at based off some of the sales and some of the things going on with Apple. Amazon could definitely be okay, but Apple might be the one that could see a little bit of downside, but we will see what happens when it does occur. Google was up, so again, kind of counteracting everything, but with Meta and Microsoft down, that's going to be a net down. And as you guys can see, we're down here in after hours, coming back inside this macro bear flag. This is what I believe is happening. I think that rate cuts were priced in. Everybody knew that the rate cuts were coming, so they front ran it. And now that they happened, there's nowhere left to go. RSI got too overbought. I told you guys it's way too frothy. You guys can see we're coming back inside this macro bear flag. What you're going to see now is SPY drop down and drop down hard. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go crazy shorting because it's not going to start right away, but we're going to start seeing SPY start to lose momentum and then fade down and possibly even break down out of this bear flag to make another leg down. You guys can see there's just 2 gap fills on the daily time frame. We've just been rocketing up. This cannot last. All right, so you're gonna see SPY correct in a major way. Right now, we do have a decent hammer candle here on the daily time frame, but everything else from the 4-hour time frame down to like the 30-minute time frame is telling me bearish momentum is building. You guys can see that red MACD flipping here on the 4-hour time frame. I think SPY is going to be pulling back down towards 683.78 and filling the gap of 682.12 to 677.33. I believe we will be filling that gap most likely as early as this week. I think Friday is going to be the more down day, but definitely coming here and tomorrow you could start seeing things move down. So watch out for that. Watch out for tech earnings. But I think we'll be kind of sideways tomorrow, maybe coming back up for 688.28, but I don't think we're going to be able to stay back above that level. I think we're going to start moving down here on SPY in my personal opinion. Again, we're still having a green week like I said we would on the weekly outlook and prediction, but next week, again, I'll let you guys know as we move forward, but isn't looking that good. So this is what we're looking at for SPY in the overall market. If SPY loses 683.78, prepare for a drop down towards 682.12. This is what I'm looking at. Again, make sure you guys check out my live streams for news and information as it does become available. Let's go ahead and go to Bitcoin and crypto. Guys, Bitcoin pulling back as well, man. Bitcoin pulling back as well. Now, again, short-term rate cuts, obviously bearish because they were priced in. Long-term, that money will find its way into assets, definitely assets like Bitcoin. Also, Bitcoin follows the M2 money supply. I don't know if you guys have seen this chart before, but it's basically like how much money is in, how much supply of money there is, right? And this SPY follows this chart. A lot of assets follow this chart because as this goes up, well, your dollar loses value, but as this goes up, more and more liquidity becomes available. So therefore, you can even see like Bitcoin started here, it ran up and then dropped down and ran up. SPY, it looks very, very similar to SPY. But again, Bitcoin follows that chart very, very well. So with the rates being cut, that will go up. M2 money supply will go up. Capital being easier and cheaper to access will find its way into the markets. So BTC right now, we're pulling back. We want to see it hold 109,500. If we lost that, you could definitely see a big drop down. We retested it here recently, so you want to watch for that level. If we lost that, you could come down to like 106, 105. So definitely want to be careful of that. We rejected from the key level of 115,700. You guys can see I talked about that level a lot. Look how clean we rejected from it. And now we're moving down and we're in this range of support. We want to see if we can hold this range here. That way we can maybe push back up for that 115.7. But right now we're looking bearish with the overall market, S&P 500 and everything, because again, rate cuts were unfortunately priced in. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to completely dump. Again, Ethereum still in this huge accumulation for this falling wedge, tracking perfectly this macro prediction. Most likely going to see a move up here on ETH, which leads me to believe we're going to see a move up here on BTC as well. So again, crypto market kind of boring right now. Not too much to say as far as crypto is concerned. It's going to be the same thing, you know, that I've been saying in the last couple of videos, because we need Bitcoin to push up to see these key altcoins move. But again, key altcoins are going to be what are going to be moving. Again, there's always outliers that go absolutely crazy, like this ZEC coin, but you guys can see coins like XRP, XLM. Top coins are going to be the ones that get these crazy gains. There's also another coin, COAI, that's going absolutely crazy as well. Maybe keep that on your radar. I'm not telling you to buy or sell it or anything like that. I'm just letting you know so you guys can put it on your radar. But right now, Bitcoin looking bearish. That's going to pull altcoins back. Definitely want to see Bitcoin recover, because once Bitcoin recovers, these key altcoins will be recovering. Again, XRP looks decent though, because it is back above $2.50. That is a key level. Anything under $2.50 an absolute steal, in my personal opinion. You guys can see anyone who bought down there would be up right now. So anyone who was able to buy that dip would be up at this current time. If XRP heads towards $3, and holds $3, that's the key that everyone's looking at for XRP holders. You want to see a clean break above $3 and hold that, because if you do, that's a good chance that XRP will be pushing up for a new all-time high. Similar to if Bitcoin's able to break above 115,700, it would probably push for a new all-time high. So let's watch for those key levels. Again, if Bitcoin starts moving up, altcoins are going to move up, but if Bitcoin starts pulling back, altcoins are going to pull back. Bitcoin dominance still sitting at 57.6%. So again, still very, very in control of this crypto market. So even if you don't hold BTC, maybe root for it. Guys, this is your daily outlook prediction for stocks and crypto. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys want to check out the live stream, go ahead and check out the live stream. If you want to support for absolutely free, leave a comment, like, share, all of that good YouTuber stuff. We do have a Discord with exclusive news, information, technicals, predictions, buy and sell signals. $100 for a lifetime invite. If you want to get invited, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5. Payment made via PayPal or Cash App. The email and information is down in the description about the Discord and all of my socials as well. You guys can also check out the merch store as well to support the channel. But again, if you want to support free, just leave that like and comment. And as always, y'all, make sure you do this as most of all. Have fun. Stay safe. Make money. Peace out, fam.